there was a young man named Emmanuel who worked as a motorbike rider. Every day he earned cash from his passengers, but by evening most of it was already gone on quick meals, drinks with friends, and small pleasures. At the end of the month, he had nothing to show for his hard work. One evening, an older rider told him, "Emmanuel, the road is not just for riding passengers. It is also your school. If you only work for today, you will always remain in the same place. But if you set aside money to grow, you will one day own not just a motorbike, but many." That advice stayed with him. Emmanuel began saving a small portion from each day's earnings. Instead of wasting it, he put it into a savings group. Within 2 years, he had bought a second motorbike and hired another rider. Slowly, he turned from a worker into a business owner. This story reflects a key principle from the book The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley. Wealth is not built by how much you earn, but by how much you keep and grow. Lesson of the day: daily discipline creates long-term success. Even the smallest savings, if consistent, can turn a worker into an owner. Now let me ask you, if you earned $50 today, how much could you save without affecting your daily life? Share your answer in the comments, because the habit is more important than the amount. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today's story comes from Rwanda, a country known for its beautiful landscapes and resilient people. Our story is about a woman named Odette, a hardworking mother of 3 who lived in a small village. While her family wasn't poor, their income was so inconsistent that it was tough to plan for the future. Her husband was a farmer, and their income depended on the weather and the market prices. They also had some livestock, but it was mostly for their use or to help out neighbors when they needed extra hands. One day, Odette learned that a new market was opening up in the nearest city, a place where they could sell their farm produce at better prices. She convinced her husband to take their products there. On the way, they passed by a cooperative where women were making bricks. Odette stopped and watched them work. These women weren't her age. They were younger and seemed energetic. Their products were already selling well in the markets. Intrigued, she started talking to them, asking questions about how much they made, and how they managed it. They were open and friendly, and Odette felt inspired. She realized that making bricks could be a great way to earn extra money. It was hard work, but it was also flexible. She could decide when to work and when to rest. And most importantly, it had good earning potential. So when they got home, she shared her idea with her husband. He didn't quite understand it at first, but after a lot of convincing, he agreed. The next day, Odette went to the cooperative to learn the craft. At first, making bricks was challenging. Her hands got rough and dirty, but she didn't mind. Each day, she would make a few dozen bricks and sell them at the market. After a while, she got good at it and started making more bricks. She even bought a mold to speed up her work. Soon enough, she was making over 200 bricks a day, which meant a good amount of money for her family. With this new income, Odette became a leader in her community. She used her earnings to buy supplies for the other women, helping them improve their brickmaking skills. She also paid for her children's education, something that had been a struggle before. After a few years, Odette's life had changed dramatically. Her initial investment of $450 had turned her into a successful entrepreneur. Not only was she improving her family's financial situation, but she was also helping other women in her community become financially independent. This story is a clear example of financial independence through entrepreneurship. Odette took a small amount of money and turned it into a successful business. Let's take a moment to appreciate the resilience and determination shown by these amazing individuals. If you are also interested in exploring ways to increase your income and achieve financial freedom, don't forget to stay tuned for more updates. Your support motivates us to continue sharing these inspiring stories. Now let's move on to our daily financial inspiration. Think about it. In the case of Emmanuel, the motorbike rider, and Odette, the brickmaker, it wasn't about how much they initially invested, but rather the consistency of their savings and their entrepreneurial spirit that made the difference. Small steps like setting aside a small portion of daily earnings can have a significant impact over time. For instance, if Emmanuel had saved just $10 from each day's earnings and invested it wisely, it would have accumulated over $700 in a year. Imagine what he could have done with that amount. It could have helped him invest in another motorbike, expand his business, or even start a different venture. Similarly, Odette's initial investment of $450 turned into a thriving business that not only provided for her family, but also empowered other women in her community. Think about a person who earns a monthly salary of $2,000. After paying essential expenses like rent, utilities, and groceries, they might have around $500 left. Now imagine if this person developed a habit of saving just 10 of their remaining income. That's $50 a month. Over a year, they would have saved $600. With this approach, saving 10% doesn't seem like a big sacrifice, especially considering that it's only $50 a month. Yet the cumulative effect of this habit can be remarkable. Over 30 years, that $50 a month could grow to over $180,000 with an 8% annual return. And the best part is that this growth potential applies to every amount, no matter how small. Consider someone who earns minimum wage in a country where the minimum wage is $10 per hour and works 40 hours a week. That's $400 a month. After accounting for essential expenses, they might have around $200 left. If they save 10% of their remaining income, that's $20 a month. Over a year, they would save $240. In over 30 years, with an 8% annual return, that $20 a month could grow to over $100,000. Now, I want you to think about your own financial situation. No matter how much you earn, consider setting aside 10% of your income for savings. Then figure out how much you can realistically save from your monthly budget. Let's say you currently have around $100 left after paying your bills and expenses. You could start by saving 10% of that, which is $10 a month. Just imagine what you could accomplish with $10 a month over the next 30 years. If you invest it wisely and earn an 8% annual return, that $10 a month could grow to over $11,000. The real power of saving lies in the compounding effect of interest. As your money grows, it generates even more money, allowing you to build wealth over time. To make the most of this, it's essential to start early and be consistent with your savings. Also, ensure that your investments are in the right places to get the best returns possible. I look into low-cost index funds or ETFs that track the stock market, as they generally offer good long-term returns. If you want to delve deeper into investment strategies, consider reading books by renowned investors like Warren Buffett or Peter Lynch. Their insights can be invaluable in navigating the world of investments. Don't be discouraged by the idea of investing. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your savings grow. If you found this helpful, please share it with others. Together we can inspire more people to take control of their finances. Let us know in the comments. See you tomorrow.